This is the road to Lategansvlei. The first part of this road is not that interesting, pretty straight and flat, but towards the mountains it does get a lot more interesting. Narrows up and becomes a twisty, turning road. Good morning, folks, and welcome to Down Dusty Roads. My name is Colin, and on my channel I document my rides mainly in the Great and Little Karoo, but also from further afield as time allows. Today's ride is a very short one, close to home, going down the Lategansvlei Road, which is where I am now. Join up with the road that goes from the base of the Swartberg past Kruisrivier area through to Kruisrivier via Kruisrivier. So we'll join up with that road, take a left, ride through to Kruisrivier, and then instead of turning right to go to Kruisrivier, we'll turn left, which will take us back towards the R62 and past the Redstone Hills. In one of my previous videos I mentioned the Redstone Hills and that I'd at some stage do a ride past there, so today's the day. Once we've been to the Redstone Hills, we will head back towards the R62 and then back towards In Oudtshoorn, and depending on time, possibly take a turn at De Hoop to show you the beautiful old church in De Hoop, constructed in 1909. Beautiful sandstone building. And from there it will be back to In Oudtshoorn. Compared to most of my rides, it's a very short one today. As is the case with most rides in the area, the imposing Swartberg Mountains ever present. Dam's looking pretty empty. We've had a very dry summer. Lovely light. Here's one of these old tobacco drying barns. Let me just give you a better idea. I've spoken about these in my previous videos. So as you can see, there's a place where the tractor can drive in there. And then this guy looks like he's used reeds versus planks. But plenty of space for the air to get through and dry the hanging tobacco. Yeah. So as I say, that's a good example of one of the old drying sheds. The road's starting to get more interesting now. I think this is the Wynlandsrivier, Wynlands River. Lovely old house, this. What a view. cabbages by the looks here on the right. This road's a bit shitty. Oh, it actually could be tobacco. Yeah, it's tobacco, sorry. You can see better now in the light. All of this has been planted with tobacco. Old graveyard. So now the mountain's coming on the road a bit and it gets nice and tight. A massive old tree, this blue gum. Rabbit. Isn't that lovely? There's, what is that? Is that a kudu? I'm not quite sure what that is. It's a bit far to see. Oh, there are a few of them there in the... I think it must be kudu. They browsers hang amongst the trees. They hang amongst the trees. Very difficult to see them now. Oh, there's one, yes. Okay, so is that a... Yeah, it looks like kudu. Yeah, definitely kudu. Definitely kudu. That female is out in the open there. Oh, look at this. Magic. Here's some more. It's impala. There goes the male. There's wildebeest. The side too. Maybe we get lucky and we see some giraffe. They're usually at this next gate, if they are to be seen close by. This is where we often see them. Not today though. There goes a kudu, right here, female. Really beautiful valley, especially in this light. Here we go, Kruisrivier. Lovely spot up on the hill. So we'll take a left here, which takes us on towards the Redstone Hills. Into the sun for a while makes things a little tricky. This is a very lovely farm here on the left, Okkipotgieter. Here's a Bonsmara stud, amongst other things. And if I don't just stop here quickly. Dog in the road here, or is it a baboon? I think that's a baboon. Quite close to Redstone Hills now. So, pretty much straight ahead of us here. These are the Redstone Hills. to see. There's maybe a better spot a little further along here to stop. Otherwise I'll come back to this spot. The Redstone Hills are a geological feature, and they are composed of a type of rock known as Biffel's Kloof Formation. These sediments were laid down during the period from about somewhere between 145 and 66 million years ago by fast-flowing rivers carrying vast amounts of rock and scree from the surrounding Cape Fold Mountains. This occurred as the African continent was forming and eroding after massive lava outpourings ended the Karoo sedimentation about 180 million years ago. The distinctive red color is due to the presence of an iron mineral called hematite within the sediments, which oxidizes in a warm, humid climate. Over millions of years, erosion has left these more resistant red, gravelly sediments as isolated hills or koppies in a band stretching across the Little Karoo region. It is magic, isn't it? Nice big dam. Look at that, isn't that lovely? So really pretty valley this. A nice swimming pool down there next to the dam. Lovely stuff. Beautiful house too. Isn't that pretty? So this place here is Rietfontein Ostrich Palace. It's one of those beautiful buildings that were built, homes that were built by the ostrich barons in the time when the feathers ostrich boom occurred. So Rietfontein Ostrich Palace, you can actually stay there. They've got a guest lodge. Kobus Porkit is the owner. The house unfortunately faces the wrong way because we go down here. I'll put the drone in the air and show you, but you won't see anything from the bike because it's up on the hill there, the house, but it's got a stunning view over this valley. And of course, if you look sort of a bit back towards the Redstone Hills, it's really spectacular. A lovely spot. Okay, let's get on and see if we can go and have a quick look at the Whoop, the church. Built in 1909, Dutch Reformed. So right to Karlsdorp, left towards Oudtshoorn. This little place used to be the old original Smithswinkel, which is now in Oudtshoorn, much bigger. Let's go and have a look at the Whoop quickly, at the church. There's a beautiful house on the left as we sort of approach, and the rest is a bit of a dump, but the church is beautiful. Not this first place, the next one. And there you can see the church steeple. Again, an old sandstone building. It's really lovely, this place. Got some beautiful old papierbas dorings as well. So this old place here, I'd love to go inside that. I've never been in there. So, here's the church. It's rather lovely here. There you go, 1909. Look at that, lovely. I'm just going to make a turn here to the right because I want to show you, I've spoken about the Stormdrift Dam and the Kamanasi Dam bringing water to the farms. I want to show you the channel. So it crosses the road right here. Yeah, so that's the channel that brings water to all the farms in the area. And there's a cat under the tree. As I say, this water comes from Stormdrift Dam, which is, I mean, we are about, I would guess, 12 to 15 kilometers outside Oudtshoorn, and it goes this way for another, just to about, well, to the Carlittstorp Hot Springs, so which is another 20 k's. So let's say 20 k's to here, 15 k's to Oudtshoorn, that's 35, 30 odd k's to De Rust, So it's 65. Look at this cat. If I started the bike now, it would jump. So 65 k's to the wrist, and then another 7 or 8 k's to the farm, to the dam. So yeah, it's a significant distance. What does that make it? Over 70 kilometers that this water comes. Lifesaver in the area. Amazing. Okay. So the guys are obviously currently having a dam turn of water. So what happens is there are a whole heap of channels that serve different farms. So each channel gets allocated a time and an amount of water. Actually, it's an amount of water which equates to a time. And each guy on each channel then takes his turn, and then flood irrigates their lands. And that's how the farming in this part of the world works. Flood irrigation from Stormdrift and Kamanassi dams, mainly. Rietfontein. I think I'm going to go back to Oudtshoorn down the gravel road. This road here takes us past Kruisrivier. They do a mean Witblitz apparently, and some various other wines and things. There you go. That guy's busy with his turn at the moment. There's water in the beds. There's Grundon. So here you can see the sacred ibis in the beds. That's always a clue that there's either water there or has recently been water there. So it looks like there's recently been water there. So this guy's obviously flooded his beds a couple of days ago, and the sacred ibis are looking for worms and things in the ground. And actually you can smell it. You can smell the water. I think maybe on the left has been more recent. Oh, there we go. Let me just show you. So you can see the cattle egrets. They're also there. Cattle egrets are there in the water, and here you can see, well, here's a channel going. Let me just jump off and show you. So this is one of these small channels that feeds this particular farm. So there will be a bigger channel that feeds all the farms in the area. And then there will be a smaller channel on the guy's farm. So here you can see. And up there you can see the sluice where he redirects it one way or the other. So here you can see he's flooding these beds. The cattle egrets are in there eating away. Obviously all the chochas come up off the ground when the water comes, and they just pick them up off the ends of the lucerne. Let me just take a stroll here quickly to this sluice. So there's obviously a channel going down there which feeds all these beds. So here, take it to the other side now, yeah. So you can see it going down to the various sections of his farm. And obviously he's got some water coming down here, going to some other beds, some other section of his farm. And here it comes across the road. Let's just go and have a quick look here. So here he can obviously redivert it one direction or the other. Don't know if you can hear the water. Well, you can certainly see it. Very nice lifeline for this area. If we turn right here, we'd go to Volmoed. I'm just going to go straight. This road will bring us out very close to Safari Ostrich Farm, Show Ostrich Farm. You can see there's water in these beds. This has just recently been wet. Here this lucerne has been cut and raked, so it's dry, ready to bale. They rake it into rows like that, and then it will be baled probably either tonight or tomorrow morning early. There you can see water in the beds. The guy's busy working, busy watering there now. So this will again be the channel crosses over. Yeah, quite a lot of water. Right, left, and then we're almost in Oudtshoorn. Arriving in Oudtshoorn. So that's the ride for the day, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've found it interesting and informative. And I hope you'll join me next time when I once again travel down dusty roads. Take care and ride safely.